Ciao, everyone. Buongiorno. I'm Esther.
I'm Alfred reporting live from Sicily today. Every
Welcome
day, actually.
to welcome to You, Me, and Sicily, where we come to you every week talking about all things Sicilian, and we also travel around Sicily, showing you all her beautiful sights, sounds, people, history, culture, and we also do tours of Sicily. But today we have so much to talk to you about, right? First, a little bit of an update on the fires. Mount Etna is erupting again. We've got another gold and world record breaking in the Olympics. And we're going to talk about the Acis of Sicily. But let's start out with those fires, Alfred. Still really, really hot, ongoing fires in Trapani, Catania, Palermo. But now there's a little bit of help from up north. They sent 33 teams of firefighters, civil protection agencies to help out to combat those fires. And Alfred, a few people have already been arrested.
Well, the fire threat for tomorrow pretty much goes from Messina to Palermo, from Palermo to Sciacca. And if you draw a line straight down from
Yeah.
Messina to Sciacca, so in other words, it's the left side of Sicily. That's in the red zone. The
Yeah.
temperature is still sizzling here. Today, it was 94. Yesterday, it was 97. Tomorrow, it's going to be 95. So the temperatures here are really hot. It's humid, and everything is just dry and brittle, Esther. That's
Yeah.
what it looks like right now. Everybody's holding their breath.
Yeah. And they had a conference in Catania with Nello Musumeci, who's the regional president, on ways to prevent. And also, they're talking that they're going to be doing a little bit more surveillance. So that's good news.
Well, I like the idea that I came up with, and I submitted it to Musumeci. Want
And
to
what
hear what
was
my idea is? It's a
what's your
little bit of a
idea?
promotional thing. I would like to distribute 15,000 Yumi and Sicily squirt guns for every family in Catania. What do you
I
think
love
about
it.
that? Compliments of Yumi and Sicily squirt guns, right?
Yeah.
Just
The
whip them out and just put out the fire. You got to have a
that
little bit of sense of humor. Am I right or wrong?
I think you're right. All right, so a little bit of Olympics updates. Alfred, several exciting things happened. Italy has now 6 gold medals, 9 bronzes, 15 silvers. But today, the huge, huge win by Filippo Grana and his team, 4 cyclists, beat the world record and they got the gold medal in track cycling. How exciting is that?
Is track cycling where you go around in a circle like this?
That's it. That's it.
Well, I mean, you should. The Italians ought to be favored in that because every Italian goes like this when they talk, right? But I'm very happy. They're number 12 in medal accumulation so far. They've had some exciting
Yeah.
performances by a lot of people. I mean, they've had plenty of second, third place, and even fourth place finishes. It's too bad yesterday the basketball team got beat in the
Yeah.
semis by France.
What a
But hey, what are you going to
disappointment.
do?
And then
Hey,
the
just
other
a
one.
programming note before we go on.
Yeah.
On Saturday, the Italian national American football team
Yeah.
is playing in the European Championships. This is the semifinal game against France, and
How
it's going to be streamed
exciting.
live on
What
YouTube.
time is the
Yep,
game?
and it's going to probably, I don't know. They haven't posted what time it is. Usually it's
Okay.
a night game. Okay. But I want to give a shout out to head coach David Giuliano, who's a good pal of mine from Catania. The head coach for the national team is David. He used to be the head coach of the Elephants Catania, and
Yeah.
he's brought this club. This is the highest and deepest they've gone in 30 years. So good luck to the Big Blue over here from Alfred and Esther. That's for sure.
That's awesome. All right. The other big, I think Alfred, Mount Etna is trying to break a world record herself. Another explosion. This is the 52nd explosion of Mount Etna. This time, the lava and the smoke went 1,000 meters, Alfred. That's pretty darn high. But the record was set in 2000 when she had 60 explosions in the same period. So there you go, Mount Etna. So you've got fires, you've got Etna, you've got heat, got it all going on in Sicily, right? But thankfully,
people don't even
no one has been hurt. So that's the good news.
people are so busy complaining about the heat. They're like, oh yeah, Etna, yeah, they're exploring. I mean, that's how they do it. No one, it's just Etna's there. Okay, it's not going to hurt us right now. So, although this morning I did have that little gritty sand again on my deck
Again, yeah.
after I had it all cleaned up last week. So, what are you going to do, Martha? What are you going to do?
So the other
Living in
thing
this.
I wanted to talk to everyone about is the Achis, and there she is, the sea nymph Galatea and Achi. And this is a question that came up on our live stream last time. Helen, one of our fans, asked, "Can you tell us the stories about the Achis?" And the comments were going so fast that I sort of missed it, but I wanted to circle back around to the story of the Achis, and as with everything in Sicily, myths and legends. So the story of Galatea, she was a sea nymph and she was in love with Achi. His name was Achi. But the Polyphemus, the one-eyed Cyclops, Alfred, we talk about the one-eyed Cyclops living up in Etna all the time, right? He was so jealous. And one day he took a piece of rock from Etna, crushed Achi, and he died, unfortunately. And all the blood that was flowing, according to legend, turned into a river called the Achi. And Galatea, there she is, turning him into a river of the Achis that flow along the Etna coast, right? And let's see, Alfred, do you remember how many Achis there are in Sicily?
I want to say 8.
9.
Or maybe 7. 9. I'm close.
Let's see who can name. Let's see if anyone can name. Anyone on this chat now can name the Achis. Okay, so let's go, Al. We've got Aci Castello, Aci Trezza by us, Aci Catena.
You've got Aci Bonaccorsi, Aci San Antonio.
Yeah.
Aci Moore, the boxer. No, that's somebody different.
Aci San Filippo.
Aci San Filippo, which is really a little part of Aci Catena, our hometown.
Yeah. Aci
What else is left?
Reale.
Aci Bonaccorsi, Aci Reale, right. And I want you to know that even in Massachusetts,
yeah,
more specifically in Salisbury and Hampton Beach, where you and I once lived,
yeah,
I had Achis every time I used to get up, and I used to stub my toe, and I would go, ah, jeez.
Al, you're in a good mood today.
Hey,
that's great, huh?
Thank you.
That's good.
I'm getting the house clean, Bunsta.
I know.
That's all I know. The walls are getting. I had to throw the painter out because he ended up getting more painter on himself than he did on the walls.
Yeah.
And more paint on the floor than he did on the walls. So I got rid of this guy, and I've been cleaning it up. But at least the walls it's starting to shape up.
Alfred.
Needs a little bit more work, but someone had to do it.
All right.
Jim Ingram. I see Jim Ingram.
Big.
Jimmy, Esther's going to get back to you. I've talked to Esther on your behalf, and she will talk to you after the show is over about your question that you sent to me.
Helen, I hope we answered your question about the Achis. I just love those myths and legends, right, Alfred? There's myths and legends about so many nymphs and gods, and we like that one-eyed Cyclops, right? What's the other story about Homer and Ulysses?
Oh, I don't want to even talk about that. We'll talk about that some other time. I want to talk to you about all the myths about all the saints and how every comune has their own patron saint. And last night this is the first time I've ever seen this. Straight away is Capo Molino.
Yeah.
And to my right is Aci Trezza. And last night they had a coordinated fireworks display starting at midnight. at midnight. I jumped out of bed to see what I thought we were being bombed or something, right? I come running out, and there's a beautiful firework display going straight ahead over here in Campomelino. 5 minutes after that, starts over here in Architrezza. When that was over, it went back over here. They went back and forth. I think it was set to music, but this is the first time I've ever seen two communities do firework display. So right
Well, what's
now,
happening?
people are cautiously. I think it's St. Rocco. I'm not sure. I think it was St. Rocco.
Well, Carmen
I have
says
to find out
yesterday
what.
was San Nicolo Politi fireworks at Adrano too. Thank you, Carmen.
Okay, so that's who it was, St. Nicola. Okay, so there was fireworks, and I'm glad to see that because it's very good for the national psyche here in Sicily. That
Yeah,
people are beginning to go out and resume living, so to speak. So I'm happy about that.
yeah,
I just
and
don't
we
like I don't like midnight fireworks.
good. There were some other people wondering about the Achis. Lucy, good afternoon. Do you know if anyone asked yet, but what is going on with the wildfires? Yes, we talked about it at the very beginning of the show. The wildfires are continuing across Sicily. It's a big, huge problem, and people have already been arrested for it. So, unfortunately, it's heat and people are careless and there are criminals. So, it's a three-prong problem.
They arrested an 80-year-old man along with a 25-year-old Albanian immigrant. It looks like that the 80-year-old man hired the Albanian immigrant to set a series of fires on the property adjacent to his in Troina, I believe it was. And he was caught red-handed. Both these guys were caught red-handed. And this is pretty much what they do, land speculators. They're criminals. I don't care if they're 180 years old. That guy needs to go someplace, to jail or whatever, because someone's going to get killed in these stupid fires, and it's a matter of time before there's going to be a tragedy right now.
Well, it's not
to mention people are losing their livelihoods.
Yeah, exactly, Alfred. We talked about the Lido last time being destroyed, olive farms, vineyards, cattle. So it's a big problem, and it really needs to be addressed. And thank God they had that big conference. Now let's hope that something is going to be done. Of course, the drones that are coming in from up north are going to be helping with some of the surveillance and hopefully
60 drones, 60 of them, 60 drones and 34 units of firefighters, 34 different squads of firefighters are going to help. But the big thing is, like as I said right now, is they have to clear the underbrush. They have to make fire breaks.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Those are the things that stop these fires, because we're not going to have any rain. So we need the underbrush cut down and fire breaks and things like that. I mean, basically, whether it's here or whether it's in Timbuktu, it's the same way you fight a fire that way.
Yeah.
That's
Yarno, our friend and longtime fan, Yarno says, I'm here in Catania now on my way by bus through the island from Palermo. I couldn't see anything because the fog or the smoke from the fires are so bad. That is devastating. Devastating. Fred said, stay safe. Hope you're barring up in this heat wave, Al. Even here, it's been roasting for weeks.
You know something? I used to drink between 2 liters and 3 liters of water every day.
Yeah.
Normally, 1 whole bottle or 1.5 bottles of water. That'd be between 2 and 3. Now I'm drinking between 2 liters and 2 bottles and 3 bottles a day. And I'm using a ton of ice, and no matter what I'm doing. Thank God we bought the American ice trays, Esther, those plastic ice trays.
Yeah.
So I have 3 of them in the refrigerator, and I always keep a bag in there with extras. So, last night I made a smoothie with all the fresh fruit. I have that like right after dinner, like a little nighttime type thing. Just trying to stay cool. I mean, basically that's how it goes. And thank God for the air conditioner you bought for me. No, I mean, I bought for myself.
Connie is in Enna. She says, I hear, hello, I see smoke every day, different spots. Love the firefighters. I'm going to give them a party soon at my villa. I love that idea, Connie. Nice.
Connie Milano, she's a little Scottish lassie. I think that's what they call them. She's got a beautiful villa up in Enna, and she posted a picture on Facebook yesterday. It must be facing her beautiful swimming pool that she has for guests. If Connie is still on, why don't you post the name of your beautiful villa, and maybe somebody would, maybe you can pick up some business from it. If you have a website, Connie. Her and I had a long chat a couple of weeks ago. She's a feisty woman. I very much love this woman. She's a good kid.
You do love those feisty women, don't you, Alfred?
Look at, I have a spicy woman. I have a spicy Hungarian woman.
Feisty.
Feisty, yeah, right. That's right.
Spicy and feisty Hungarian woman for sure.
Some men get intimidated by feisty women. Did you know that?
Of course, Al.
Esther?
Yes.
Yeah, they do. I don't get intimidated because I'm like numb to the whole feminine thing now. You know what I'm saying? As you get older, you just like.
Alice says,
submit.
Where are the firefighters? My family is from San Fratero near Messina. This is where the Nebrodi horses run wild. I didn't hear any fires over there, but they're basically raging across Sicily in different spots, especially bad in the provinces of Palermo, especially bad in the province of Catania. And now there are new fires in the provinces of Trapani and ongoing in Enna.
I believe Anna as well, Esther. I think Anna's had some pretty bad.
Anna.
The whole province over there. Yeah, Anna's had some too. And Agrigento.
Helen says, is there any radio station that you listen to? I'm trying to get used to hearing to Italian speak to see if I can understand it better, and it may help me learn. Helen, let me tell you about that. So one thing that we haven't talked about is that we do have an ongoing Italian conversation classes that we provide on YouTube. You get a private link and you can listen to it over and over and over again. And I do that with my friend Stefania from Catania. So that's one way. The other thing I do, Helen, just to improve my Italian, is that I listen to a few people on YouTube. And Helen, after the show, I'll send you a couple of people that I listen to precisely for that, to try to improve my Italian, because there are some stations that all they do is speak Italian, and that's for, so you can learn Italian, but sometimes they don't even have the translation. Like when Stefania and I do our conversation classes, Stefania will speak in Italian and then I'll translate. But there's a couple women that do it that don't. And it's a great way to get your muscle memory to start hearing those words, to start figuring them out. So I think YouTube has some great resources there. I mean, Alfred, when I moved to the United States of America as a child, my parents always put us in front of the television, Mr. Rogers, Sesame Street, and all the PBS. Just, we were forced sit there for 1 hour, listen to English, get your mind, get your motor skills, get your language skills helping. So that's my suggestion. What's your suggestion, honey?
I think it's tough as you get older to learn another language myself. I remember, I can't remember one famous scholar. He wrote a piece about it, that it's a good way for the elderly, and by elderly I mean anybody over 50, to keep their memory sharp is by trying to learn another language. Yeah, and he had suggested buying a book. I don't care what subject it is, Greek, Italian, Latin, whatever, and to read 6 pages of that book every night, whether it's translated and stuff like that. I think it's important to learn, and I think it's good for the brain too, myself. I mean, what do I know?
There was one in Randazzo, and the other day they caught 2 guys arrested. Yeah, in China, they were about to fire up the place. It's terrible. I
have a feeling with the drones, though, they got to catch a lot more people.
Yeah, Matt Gastar is
Let's-
such a cool guy. Thank you for always reminding everyone, whether you're watching on YouTube, whether you're watching on Facebook, give us a thumbs up and leave us a comment. We love that. Thank you, Matt Gastar. Hey, Jim Ingram says you look very comfortable today.
Oh,
Alfred.
me?
Yeah.
Well, this is my new hat. This is my champion wick t-shirt or whatever it's called, so the sweat doesn't stay on my body, rather it comes out by Champion, and I don't make a Champion ought to give me money for promoting their products. What do you think about that? But in any case, I like them. And the reason I chose it, because Esther has trained me. When you wear a hat, you try to match with your shirt. So I spent all day, hat and shirt and hat, and a pair of gray boxers. No, that's a joke.
Funny.
What, Esther?
Huh? Debbie says, have a great day coming to my grandparents' home in San Agata next year. That is great. That's a great segue,
Is that
actually.
St. Agatha di Mileta? Mileto?
Mileto, it probably.
Yeah.
That's a great segue to talk a little bit about our Christmas tour that we're going to be having this year, which is very exciting. We're going to be visiting places, obviously, Catania, Taormina, Giardini Naxos, Ortigia, but also Noto. And Christmas is such a beautiful time in Sicily. Everything is lit up. In fact, my mom and I were just talking about this. She said, "What's Christmas like in Sicily? What are some of the special places you go to?" And the nativity scenes are very spectacular, and each town has different nativity scenes. But that is really something to see. And of course, Taormina, in the piazza, there's a beautiful tree that's lit up every year. So it's a beautiful time, and you can.
The highlight to me is Christmas Eve here. We have a Christmas Eve party. We do a Yankee swap.
Yeah, right.
Remember? It's
Mhm.
awesome. And it's only
Yeah.
going to be small. We're only looking to take 6 or 8 people. It's not going to be a huge group of people because, we don't take a huge group of people. But 6 or 8 people is a righteous thing for me and Esther to
Yeah.
do. It's a great time of the year. The weather's still pretty good. It's not going to snow. What we will not do is we will not take a group up to Etna. And
Yeah.
it's not because of Etna's being in eruption right now, but it's because at that time of the year, those roads get slick.
Yeah.
And I've
It
been
gets
up there
cold and windy.
before that time of the year, and I said, that's it. So if somebody wants to go to Etna, you could take a private guide. We can drop you off, but we're not going to take a group up there
Yeah.
anymore in the last week of December. That's not going to happen.
Pietro Montoni going to Celine de Trapani later. He's in town. He's from Montedoro, beautiful Montedoro.
Trapani is a dynamite, beautiful, Baroque gem. That town is a gem.
Yeah.
It's just the center of town is a gem.
In fact, Alfred, we did an entire episode on the city of Trapani where I showed you guys in the historic area, the old fish market, the beautiful cathedrals, the churches. We went inside some of the churches, and then we went to the Celine. And it's so cool because they literally have, piles of sea salt right there. And I was like, why didn't I bring a plastic bag? I could have just taken a bunch and taken some home. But so there you go. So that's on our YouTube channel. Explore Sicily is the playlist, and you'll find Trapani there.
Trapani is underrated. Marsala di Vallo is underrated. Shaka is underrated. Marsala is underrated. That group of 4 towns that I just named on the southwest portion of Sicily, if you're traveling around in a car or on your own, you need to go see those places. I mean, there's a lot of Salutneo, there's many other places, but those 4 places you really have to go at some point. Put them on your bucket list. Believe me, you'll really love it.
So much. Endless treasures, right? Pat Clemens says, our passports taking longer. Mine expired. Yes, they are. In fact, I was just at the post office, and for those of you guys who don't know, I'm in the United States for a few weeks, going back to Sicily soon. But I was at the post office and they were saying that passports are taking longer than usual.
It could take us several months longer, Esther.
Yeah.
Okay, it could take several months longer. So
Yeah.
for you people who have passports that are like 6 months, 8 months, I would try to get on the stick a little bit and see what you can do. Although I believe that there is a passport service someplace, at least in the Boston area,
You can get
that
it
if you pay them
expedited.
like $100
Yeah.
or something like that, they could expedite it. But still, that's ridiculous that it's going to take all that time to get a passport. It's almost like Italy now. No,
Yeah.
is it? Nothing's
Uh,
like Italy.
this is a great question. Peter Scipoletti says, are there any special foods or beverages associated with the upcoming Ferragosto holiday period? Ferragosto, of course, starting on the 14th of August. When everyone goes on vacation, everything shuts down. And you know what I think? Cool water, granita, those are all summer. Lots of watermelon, right, Alfred? And
Beach stuff,
beach stuff,
Peter.
exactly.
Stuff that you buy at the beach. There's a great ice cream that I like at in San Vito Lo Capo, and it's called Caldo Freddo. Caldo Freddo. It's a nice ice cream shop right on the main promenade by the Church of Saint Nicolo
Yeah.
over there. Caldo Freddo. The first time I went there, I says, "What the hell is that? Hot, cold?" Basically, what it is, it's like the Sicilian version of a hot chocolate sundae, where they get gelato, which is freddo, and they put on top of it the chocolate, melted chocolate, and panna. Okay,
Hmm.
and you
Which is
see all the
whipped
people over
cream.
there just sitting there, just eating that stuff over there, and that's a good thing in that part of the woods. Over here, it's all about granita.
All about the granita. Have
All
you had it?
about granita and maybe even fruit smoothies. People drink
Yeah.
a lot of fruit smoothies over here. Anything to keep, to fight against 95-degree temperature because it's going to be hot all August too. August is going to be
Yeah.
a hot one.
And also in our part of the woods, right in the Catania area, the acqua limone sale is very good. A little
What?
bit of the acqua limone sale with the soda water, a little bit of lemon,
Oh
and a little
yeah,
bit of
yeah.
salt. That's great. Great, great hydration. But really, the granita and the trucks are going all over all the neighborhoods, and they'll beep, and the kids will come out and get a little bit of granita, like the old-fashioned ice cream trucks that we used to have in the
Do they
United
still
States.
have ice cream trucks in the United States? I still think they do, right?
I think in some areas, but it's not as popular as, for instance, it is here. I mean, in
I'll tell
Sicily.
you. I'll tell you a funny story. Back in the year 1980, I was a football coach in Massachusetts at a high school. So my friend George, he owned a very famous ice cream uh, truck company, and he called me up. He says, "I got a great summer job for you." I says, "What?" He says, "I'll give you 6 of my trucks, and you supply all the football players from the football team, and we can make a lot of money." So I thought that was a great idea. I was, 28, 29 years old at the time. So I loaded up. I got 6 of my, big, tough football players. And I remember the first day, this one kid, his name was David. I won't mention his last name. He ate 3 whole cases of ice cream while he was driving the truck. So when George was tabulating, he says, "Well, I got good news and bad news. The good news is that he sold 6 cases of ice cream, but he ate 3 of them. But there's nothing like seeing those little kids come out, Esther, running after that
So
truck.
fun, right?
So much fun. Yep. But they don't have that over here though. They don't have they have a different they have those little thing. What do they call Osprey? Little wasp, those little try three
Aspe, yeah, those little.
Asprey, the
I
three
can see
wheeled little
you. I
guys.
can see you driving one of those around.
I always wanted to do that. I always wanted to do no, I want to have an Osprey. I want those little ones. No, yes, it was a lot of fun, Esther. You know what I used to do? I
What?
used to go to the one with the fireworks on. I was a fireworks guy. So say, for example, Methuen High School or Lawrence High School was having a concert in a football, uh, some whatever fireworks display. I would go there with 3 guys, and believe me, for 5 hours, these kids got a workout. They got a workout. And by the end of those 5 hours, everybody was exhausted and the truck was empty and you went home. I made just as much money hawking ice cream that one summer as I did being a school teacher for the entire year.
Bravo.
Can you imagine that?
And look at
Can you
that.
imagine that?
Christine Corona says yes on the ice cream trucks in the US. And now that many are working from home, I laugh when I see my adult neighbors running out to get them. That is funny.
Do they still have newspaper boys in the United States, Esther?
I'm sure, Alfred.
Delivering newspapers. Does anybody still get subscriptions to newspapers?
Barbara says they have them in Connecticut. They don't usually travel down streets anymore. You have to call them and they come to the parties. Gas is $3 a gallon.
Well, let me just tell one more ice cream story. My daughter Jennifer had received her first Holy Communion at St. Monica School in Methuen.
Yeah.
And what I did was I made arrangements with the principal there to send a couple of ice cream trucks there for a recess. And I provided ice cream, thanks to Jennifer, for the entire school that one day, right? And believe me, I was a hero to my daughter for doing that.
Yeah.
That's the fondest memory of me hawking ice cream back in the summer, whenever the heck it was, 1980. How many years ago was that, Esther? Over 40 years ago.
41.
Oh my God.
Hey, Elfio said San Vito Lo Capo almost famous for Couscous Festival.
Of course.
Been there. Yes, of course. That's in September. That is so much fun. People from all over come and they serve all types of couscous. You get a biglietti, a ticket, and you can go
I love the
to
couscous
different.
There.
They have the vegetable, the meat couscous, the fish couscous, and literally they come from all over, including from some African nations, and make the couscous there. But that whole area of San Vito Lo Capo and the surrounding towns, couscous is very, very big there. Remember, Al, we had
They also
really
have good street vendors. They have very good street vendors, merchants on the street, selling beautiful African and Tunisian stuff from you name it. Beautiful silk scarves and
jewelry,
those long flowing robes, and a bunch of stuff that I always used to load up, and I used to bring it to all my kids, my girls, for Christmas. They used to love that stuff.
Lots of
we even buy
shawls and jewelry. But it's not, and there is that one section there, but also the streets of San Vito Lo Capo during the Couscous Festival are lined with authentic Sicilian products, right? They have the pistachio people, the liqueur, the Maraverna, the wine people, everything from almonds, pistachio, and all the other nuts to sweets and street food, right? So the San Vito Lo Capo is fun. But I did hear, Al, someone was telling me that they were in San Vito Lo Capo a couple of weeks ago, and it looked very empty and washed out. Not a lot of tourists yet. So because that whole
that's good because they have one of the most beautiful beaches in Sicily. So if there wasn't a lot of people there, that's a good thing in my view. That beach is spectacular over there. White sand. Water's nice and warm. You could walk out 100 yards and you're still only up to your waist. It's easy to get in and get out. I hate these beaches around here where you take 2 steps into the sand and it's like quicksand.
Yeah.
Your foot goes down to your ankle, into that sand. And so to try to get out of it, especially if you have a bad knee or bad legs, it's a real bitch. But that place, you can go in and out and it's warm, and they have the guys, like I said last week, selling coconut. Coco freddo, bello coco, right?
I mean, Al, up by us in Nachitete and Nachicastello, I mean, you have to go over those rocks. That's why it's really good to get onto one of those lidos, those wooden structures that you just walk down the stairs. And I love the one that we have over there for €10. Oh, say hi to Francesco for me.
Your boyfriend's here. Wait a minute. Aspetta. Your boyfriend is here. You have to
Our
say
neighbor
hello.
Francesco.
Can you see Francesco?
Ciao, Francesco. Our neighbor.
He's been pining for you. Wicked bad. He's been
Listen, I
saying,
need some
when is Esther
ideas.
coming back?
People,
What?
people, I need some ideas. What should I bring Francesco back that's very
A shirt,
American?
a men's small
Yeah,
shirt.
you think so?
Men's
He's got
small
so many
shirt.
shirts. He's got
You
so
know,
many
a
shirts.
guy,
My
if it's a
you know
nice
what my
shirt, why don't you get him one not made in China? Get a good American made shirt. It says made in the United States.
my
Get him something with the United States.
you know what my Italian teacher wants is peanut butter. So I got her peanut butter, and I got
Don't get
some
a
other.
peanut butter. The guy's loaded. He's
Not
got plenty of
not
money.
him, Al, not him. I said
Oh.
my Italian teacher. Atlantis
Or you can
graphic
get
and web
something for his
design.
cognata, his little sister-in-law who's a widow.
Atlantis
Cognata.
graphic and web design, Ireland. Nice to see you. Haven't seen you in a while, and it looks like she's in Catania. Just had the best pistachio
Hey,
reale. Were you by which store did you go to? Was it the one near the park over there, near the
Bella Vista.
Giardini,
One by the Bella
the
Vista.
Bella Vista, or somewhere by the Duomo? There's one by the Duomo. I love that one by the
It's
Duomo.
very good. Yeah.
You sit down outside, have a little granita, and there is the beautiful Baroque Reale Duomo right in front of us. And it's so funny, Atlantis. We just
Atlantic
talked,
graphic and web design from Ireland.
and I
I love
just
that
talked
name.
about
She's a nice gal too.
Yeah, I just talked about Galetana and the Acis, and I showed the statue that's in Ace Reale. Oh, I love Frank. I want a pizza truck to come to my neighborhood. That's awesome, Frank. Hey, Frank,
I'm a pizza-aholic. I've come to that conclusion. I'm a pizza-aholic. Of course, everybody knows that a pizza, if it's made correctly, has all three food groups in it. So theoretically, if you're stuck on a desert island, but there's a pizza company that delivers, you'd be all set. But surprisingly, the pizza in Sicily, while it's good, is not great.
It's not so
It's
great.
good, but it's not great. The best pizza in Europe, in my view, is in Naples, and the best pizza in the United States is in Connecticut. Yale, by Yale is those people that use the coal-fired pizza ovens over there. That's great. That's good pizza. Here, it's okay. It's delicious,
Well,
fresh products.
no,
Okay.
Alfred,
What?
that's your opinion. A lot of people love the thin piece Sicilian pizza on our side and love the spincioni on the Palermo side. And some say that is the best pizza. But
Esther,
we'll
you
see.
make the best
Listen,
pizza in Sicily. You make it. I don't want to hear anything. I've tried them all, and the Bunsta makes the best pizza. Period.
oh, honey, and I'm not even
No, I'm
there.
telling you, yours
And
is
I'm
the
not even
best.
there.
No. I've been
You're
eating. I've
saying
been
this stuff,
eating.
and I'm not even there. I'm not
No,
even there.
I've been eating grocery store pizza. You know the pizza like at the deli counter.
You can't compare.
I come home and I put it on my plate, and I look at it, and then I burst into tears, and I say, and then I eat it. You see how tough it is when you get
Oh, stop
attached to a
it.
person,
Stop
and
it.
then that person abandons you to go to the United States of America.
Jimmy Pick says years ago they took good humor trucks and dumped them into the water
Good
off
humor
Long
truck.
Island
Yeah.
and made reefs out of them. Great fishing over there.
Good
Uh,
humor, man. That's right. I forgot about those.
all right,
Good
let's see.
humor.
Larry Caro says, I've been enjoying a great Mediterranean climate lately. The weather has been in the mid 70s Fahrenheit here in Santa Maria on the central coast of California for the last few weeks with mid 50s.
Oh, that's great.
I know you say the temperature is really bad there in Sicily. Just how hot has it been? And do the Scirocco winds cool it off at all? Cannot wait to someday return to Sicilia.
For the
No,
last 7 days, it's been between 93 and 100 every day with high humidity, and the winds that are coming right now are from Africa, from the
yeah.
Sahara. Okay, so it's the hot winds. Imagine Lawrence of Arabia, except I don't have a camo. I wish I had a camo and one of those white things that everybody wears. Although I do wear my do-rag. Thank God for my do-rag.
Oh,
But other
good
than
do-rag.
that, my do-rag has been the sine qua non, believe me when I say this, of beating the heat. You
What
laugh at me, Bunster, but it's
I'm
good.
not. I'm laughing with
Oh,
you.
before I forget,
Wait
excuse
a
me.
sec. Let me just
You're going to
get.
be on the
Yeah.
Sicilian corner, aren't you, on Friday?
Yes. On Friday,
Wait a
I'm
minute.
going
I
to
want
be
to I
on the
want to make
Sicilian
sure
one.
people tune in for that. At what time is that program on?
That is at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. It's called The Sicilian Corner. If you go to Facebook, they have a website and they have a Facebook page. And the host is going to be, my co host is Alfred's brother. How funny is that?
Look at
What's
Esther.
Mama
Try to have a good program despite the fact
that
that
you
you're going
won't
to
be
be with
on?
my brother. Just what? No, I'm not going to be on. I'm gonna use one of my other internet names, and I'm gonna be like one of those guys on the wall. Though I'm gonna watch it, okay? But I'm sure you're gonna do a good job. I wanted to make sure that people know that it's gonna be on this Friday,
This
right?
Friday, 11 EST, and we're going to talk about all things Sicily. It's on Facebook. And of course, I'll share the link to that on our Union Sicily Facebook page. But if you're watching on YouTube, maybe we'll try and even record it. Hey, Silvio says, nevertheless, to be honest, Accireale citizens are the best master to make granita, simply delicious. And I would agree with
I
you,
agree with
Silvio.
him.
Well, we both.
I agree
And
with him.
how
Materiale's
about
got the
that?
best.
How about that Granita Festival? Every June, there's a Granita Festival. People coming from all over the world to compete in this Granita Festival, and every year they have all these interesting flavors. So one of the categories is they say, okay, make the best granita using certain ingredients. But the other categories, they can come up with their own recipe. And over the years, there's been some spectacular. I remember one year there was a man from Brazil did something like a coconut, elderberry, and one other ingredient, and that was such a refreshing granita.
Rose petals.
Rose petal. There
Rose
you go.
petals.
There you go. It was rose petal.
It was
Uh,
delicious. I voted for that. I voted
the
for that one.
Right. So that you can vote as a person who tries those, but there's also some judges that during that competition. But I'm just really, Alfred, I have to be honest with you, I'm missing some good Sicilian fruit and some good Sicilian granita. There's nothing like it, for sure.
Oh,
Uh,
Esther, I'm missing my
Lu-
pizza and my
Lucy says,
watermelon. I haven't had any watermelon
no
since you
excuse.
left.
No excuse.
No, I
Lucy
don't want to
says,
lug it up the stairs. It's too big.
Zupardi's Pizza in West Haven, Connecticut is good, but you need to try Massimo's Pizza in Bridgeport, Connecticut. Who
New
knew?
Haven
Connecticut.
is the capital for New Haven, Connecticut is the best pizza in Connecticut. What's that place called? Pepe's, right
Yeah.
on the campus of Yale. By you can't beat that. You can't beat that.
Thomas
You got
Cotone
that
just
white clam sauce pizza that I would fly over there to get. Believe me, it's great.
Tom Cotone just
Thomas.
sent you the on Messenger someone Coco Hawker on the beach on Shepherd. Yeah, they're also
Okay,
there.
so that's great. I'll try to post it if I could share it onto my Facebook. And I like the other gals that go around giving massages.
I
Massage,
agree, Nick. I agree,
$5,
Nick.
$5 for a foot massage. A couple of it's 10 minutes or 15 minutes, or your neck, or if you want to hold like a half an hour, is $15.
This
I mean, they're not obviously at San Vito Lo Capo
hey,
on the beach.
this pizza, we're calling it an official pizza war. Lots of great coal-fired pizza places all around Boston. I tend to agree with you. There are lots of people that make great
Yeah,
pizza.
coal-fired pizza, it just gives it a different complexion. They don't have that here
Yeah,
in
and
Sicily.
and
They
I
have wood-fired pizzas, And the
Yeah.
wood-fired pizzas are great, but it's just not the
I
same
just think
standard in my view.
I just think you
Not the
haven't
same
found.
standard.
I just think we haven't found a good pizza place for you in our neighborhood. Although I think Retana's down the road is really, really good pizza, Al. And you always say they make the best pizza. And the good thing about that pizza too, you can put anything on it. You can. There's like 50 things that you can put on it. I got to answer this question. And broccoli are most people are most of the people in Palermo vaccinated. So let me give you guys a little bit of an update.
60%.
About 33 million Italians, which is 60%, are vaccinated. In Sicily, 2.3 million, which is about half, are fully vaccinated. So they've had a lot of problems. There was a online hacker in one of the regions that slowed it down. The heat is certainly not helping it. A couple places in Sicily are limiting the hours because of the heat problem. They don't want people standing out in the heat because obviously it's dangerous. So they're limiting it from like 7 a.m. to 1. So unfortunately, it has slowed down a little bit. And
They gotta stop. They gotta stop in the same thing in the States. Here's my prediction. This is from Alfred the Swami. I think around 70% is when they're gonna stop. I think that there's like a good solid 30% of people who, for a variety of reasons, political, whatever you call it, they're just against the whole idea of having a vaccination. And I think it's not. I think it's a lot more than just politics too. I mean, there's religious groups that they don't believe in anything to put in their body.
No,
So I think
Al, it has
70%.
to
I think
do
70%.
the older population. That's what they're having trouble with. They're also having a little bit of trouble, although they're improving, is getting it to some remote areas. As you know, there are people in Sicily that
What?
haven't. They were having a little bit of trouble getting vaccinations to some of the remote areas. So it's not just a philosophical thing. It has to do with getting some of the remote areas. But let me just answer. Larry says, "Do you know, Alec, most of your immediate neighbors?" Yeah. So Larry, I've spoken to all of our. I know you asked Al, but I've spoken to all of our neighbors because we're like, oh, vaccine, and all of them have gotten vaccinated, except for our downstairs neighbor, that one woman, Al, with the child. She has not. She said she's waiting until September. So a lot of
Idiota.
people are saying that too.
Questa donna è una grande idiota. Okay, you know what that means? Okay,
Grande.
that's stupid. That's stupid. Okay, and tell her, by the way, to sweep her freaking stairs. How
Listen,
can a
I was
woman not
messaging.
sweep
Will
her
you stop?
stairs?
Because I was
Jeez.
messaging her the other day asking what her son wants, and you know what he wants, and I'm not bringing it to him. Those darn ding dongs that you gave him, because now he likes them.
What? Who?
What?
The ding dongs?
Yeah,
Oh, for heaven's sakes, will you please buy the kid some ding dongs?
I'm
What
not
kind
going
of a
to.
woman are you? That poor
Cheryl
kid, you
Kramer.
gave him a thrill. Give him some ding dong.
Does a U.S. proof of vaccination count as a green card? Hello to my favorite two from Sicily, Cheryl. So yes, and there's I don't know, Cheryl, are you coming here? There's also something called a passenger locator. That's an online form that you must fill out and also show a form that your vaccination or that you got a test 48, 72 hours before, or a piece of paper that shows that you have recovered from COVID and have built up the antibodies.
There's a CDC. There's a CDC card. Center
Yeah.
for Disease Control can have. You can get one where you got your vaccinations. Laminate it, just like Esther's going to laminate my green card. You got to laminate my green card, right, Ez?
I am. I
Oh,
am.
thank God.
Okay,
Hey, can I
Cheryl says
please make an announcement?
yes.
Do you mind before we go
Go
on?
ahead. Go
All right.
ahead.
All right, this will just take 30 seconds. Listen, due to popular demand, I made a unilateral decision today, and then I informed Esther, and she reluctantly agreed. Nonetheless, we think that I've gotten so many requests for T-shirts and for our famous Yumi and Sicily mugs
You mean these
and Yumi and
T-shirts?
Sicily hats and
You
T-shirts
mean
like that. Yeah, that I want to put an order in, and my granddaughter Rose and my grandson Johnny have consented to shipping them. But I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it until the fall, until I get people to say, okay, I want to buy a T-shirt, because I don't want to buy 12 dozen T-shirts to sell 15 of them. So if you'd like to have a T-shirt, or if you'd like to have a hat that says "Use Me and Sicily," adjustable cap, or a beautiful mug, all right, simply send Esther a message.
Alfred? Alfred Zappola. Alfred M.
Alfred
Zappola.
or Alfred
Alfred
or
M.
Esther,
Zappola.
and we're going to compile
Listen,
a list. You don't have to send any money. All right, just give us
we
your
just want
name
to
and your
get an
email.
idea.
We want to get an idea. Now, for the T-shirts, I want to say one thing. We're not going to do men's and women's in 7 different colors. That ain't going to happen, okay? That was crazy the way we did it. So we're going to have man's sizes: small, medium, large, extra large, and double XL.
2
So
colors.
if you're a woman, that's it, in 2 colors,
I want
probably
to
red or
know.
blue.
I want to know
Basta.
what color would you guys prefer? Out of the 3, I want 2 red, blue, yellow. So we did red, blue, and yellow, but I only want to do 2.
But
Vicky says,
we're going to have them. I'll get them. I'll put the order in like September 1st. I could have them delivered by October 1st. And since they get to be delivered in the United States, we have a great guy that does that stuff in the States. My grandkids can ship them right away, so you'll have them in plenty of time for Christmas. On the other side of the story, if you give us like a $100 donation for one of the programming things that we do, whether it's GoFundMe, something like that, I'll throw in the T-shirt for free. So you're paying $100 for a donation that you get to write off, but you'll get a T-shirt out of it, okay? Because I want everybody to wear. I mean, people who have been wearing our T-shirts, they wear our T-shirts.
they're nice T-shirts. This one's going to.
I see Jack Allensworth, and I see Joe Renda, and I see
this one is going
Jimmy.
to Peter
I see
Capoletti.
lots of people. That's a double XL, right?
Yeah, and I've got a few more medium, but only women. Medium women.
Yeah.
So we sell.
So send me or Esther a message. We'll start a compilation, and just no money. They're not going to be like hugely expensive. They'll be quasi expensive, because I'm not going to buy junk. I want especially the mugs. I want the mugs to be good mugs.
Yeah,
and
we did them several years ago, and they were very popular. Vicky,
they flew. We don't have anything. Yeah, I don't understand why we didn't do anything else besides that. Yeah.
Vicky, I couldn't figure out that form. Vicky, message me, and I will help you. And I think you're talking about the passenger locator, which is important. We already have Jimmy Picks wants a
5 T-shirts.
Now listen, this is a good quote. Do not laminate.
Jimmy, give us your size.
Wait a sec, Alfred. Do not laminate the CDC cards. Use clear packaging tape. Lamination can cause the ink to run and become blurred. The other thing I was going to tell you, Alfred, is that I do not want to laminate your green certificate, because they scan the code and they can't scan it with lamination. That's not.
Do you have some type of a protective, like a little thing that you can put it in, a clear something? You'll take 2 of them, right?
Larry says he'll type of a polo shirt, and he'll make a purchase. That is awesome. Everyone says red and blue.
Polo shirt?
Yeah.
You mean over here on the screen? That's not a bad idea. Let me investigate that. Besides the T-shirt, yeah.
Self limone e sale. Silvio, that is my favorite. And when I go down to Acitrezza, to the Lido, in front of the Mythos, the Mythos bar, there's that kiosk, and I love to get that there. Let me answer this question. What is the mask requirement in Sicily currently? Can you eat inside restaurants without using a mask? The answer is indoors. You must have a mask in Italy. When you are sitting down at your table, you do not need a mask, and you can have, as many as, I can't remember if it's 6 or 8 people at your table. But you are required to wear a mask indoors in Italy for now. Okay, it sounds like red and blue. Red and blue.
Red for Fred. Red for Fred. I
Red
love
for
Fred.
Fred.
He's from
From
what's the name of that meat
Scotland.
that I've been eating, Esther? Scotlandia, Scott. What's that thing called?
Scontana. Scontana.
That's the meat of a female old cow or a cow. Is it like an old cow or
It's a special cut.
special cut?
Special cut.
It took me 20 years to find out how to eat meat in Sicily because all the American names don't work here.
No.
They're all different. And even if you look it up on Google, they come out stupid. They don't work there either. So
All right.
I have to find out how to say prime rib. Go ahead.
Listen, I think we should. It sounds like we have enough interest. I think we should put in an order for the T-shirts for sure. Let's see.
Well,
So,
first of all, let's get some orders for a couple of weeks and some names because I don't want to have 7,000 T-shirts hanging around. I mean, if we get 100 orders, then I'll get 120. But I want to have some idea. If Jimmy picks one, Jimmy Picks is the nicest guy. He is one of our best supporters, Esther.
one of our
This
many.
guy
We are
had
so fortunate.
I hope you sent him something extra. Did you send him a little something?
I sent them
I
a
hope
little
you did.
something.
Good. That's
All
good
right.
because he's just I want to meet him someday. Go ahead.
Charlie Presta from Lowell Spaghettiville is also okay. So again, programming note: 11 o'clock Friday on the Sicilian Corner. The Sicilian Corner on Facebook. I'll be on with Alfred's brother Tommy Zappola. Let's see, what else do we have to talk about? Oh, okay. We have a couple of people who want the polo.
Two polo shirts. I'll
Yeah.
investigate the polo shirts. The next by next week I'll have an answer on polo shirts. Does it have to be like a good one? I mean, do I have to get an Izod or something? No, I don't have to get an Izod.
All right, wait a sec. Let me see. Like you mentioned now, with the Yumi and Sicily logo on the upper corner of a good quality Salutiamo, eh?
So that's three. That's three so far, and I'll take a couple myself.
Okay.
And yeah, okay. So I definitely
We'll
I have
do the
to
types.
research them.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We'll do the
we'll have to
types.
get some pictures and stuff. Okay.
All
We'll have
right.
to get some pictures.
Gioia Russo, see you next Italian conversation. On that note, Alfred Zappola, stay cool. Can't believe I'll be back in about 9 days. You there?
Esther, I have to ask you a last question before you hang
Go
up
ahead.
or whatever it is you do, disconnect or whatever you do. Did we say anything about asking people to support us on our private, what is it called?
Our members only on YouTube. By the way, make sure you hit the like, share this video, whether you're watching on YouTube or Facebook. And on YouTube, we have our private members only place where I share some extra tidbits, sometimes videos, sometimes pictures, sometimes something fun. But it's really just a way to support this channel. It's $1.99 per month. You hit the join button on YouTube on Yumi and Sicily. Hit the join. It's right next to the subscribe button, which I hope you guys are subscribed. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, and for $1.99, you're helping keep us going. But of course, we'll continue doing all these videos free week after week. On that note, El Zappolino, arrivederci.
Hey, Esther, how many days left?
9 days,
Before you come?
Bunster.
So that means 9 more days I have to deal with deficient and inferior pizza until the great Esther. I'm telling you, Esther, when we have the group over here, you might have to cook some pizza for these people because I've been bragging about your pizza.
All right.
How about a pizzeria? We could open up a pizzeria. Okay.
Ciao.
Ciao.
Honey. Ciao, everyone.
Bye,
Thank you for
Love ya.
watching.
Bye-bye.